today I'm filming the finale for my Fun in the Sun project pan. This was a collab created by Alex from One Beauty Addict. I will have Alex's channel linked down below, as well as all of the other original ladies that participated in this project. Alex did create a playlist as well. I will have that linked down below, and that should have the videos for everyone that's participating, even some additional people that chose to jump into the project. And this was really fun. I always love doing collabs. I think it's really cool to be able to be introduced to new channels, and it just feels fun to be able to do something together. This was not my most successful project pan, but I think I did pretty good. I wanted to participate in this, but I didn't want to give myself anything too challenging, so I'm glad I did 5 products to finish completely and 5 to make progress on. I did really enjoy that, and that might be something I do in the future for different collab project pans, considering that I'm always doing a pretty large seasonal project pan. So anyway, I will get started by showing you guys the progress on everything I was still working on after my last update. I will have my playlist linked up in the cards, which will have my intro of my first update. So for the 5 things I wanted to finish completely, there was only one more thing I was working on. That would be the Grande Lips Hydrating Lip Plumper. So I started with this basically completely full at the intro. Here's where I was at the first update, and here's where I am now. I feel like I made more of an effort to use this, but I finished the same amount of product, so that's a bit of a bummer. So you can see I do still have like a third of this left, so I'm going to roll this over into my fall project pan to get this used up, because this is pretty old in my collection and I do have a backup. So I'm bummed I didn't finish it up, but at the same time that's okay. I'm glad I got some more use out of it in general, because it has been sitting around for a while. I don't love a lot of lip plumping products anymore. I love the Buxom glosses, but like back in the day I used to wear like really intense lip plumpers, and I don't think I could do that again. Like the Too Faced lip injection glossy, I got no interest in trying that. I'm scared to death of it, but this is like the perfect amount of plump. And I don't know if this works for everything or just with this one, but if there were some days where I didn't want that intense plumping feel, I would put a layer of lip balm on, and then I would put this on top, and that worked really well. But this is a product I do enjoy. I would be happy to get more minis of this, and I'm glad I have another one to use up. I don't know if I would ever purchase it in the full size, but potentially, because they sell it at Ulta now. But this is something that I think is a nice lip plumper. It does make your lips look really juicy. It's not super sticky either, so this is a really nice lip plumper. Again, I'm bummed I didn't use it up, but I did make a lot of great progress on this one, which I can be happy about. So then I have my 5 items I was trying to make progress on. The first was the Urban Decay Optical Illusion Complexion Primer, which is their pore perfecting primer. This is something that comes up from the bottom. It's like that conveyor belt kind of thing. So this was from the intro, first update and second update. So I did make some more progress over this past update, which is great because I was just using this every single day. And you can see I have so much more of this left. This is going to be in my makeup use up for 2020, because this is the oldest primer in my collection, but it is going to take me like all year to use it up. This is a really awesome pore flame primer. It does have a really thick consistency. It's like whipped, but it really does blend well into the skin, but you don't need too much of it, and you can't wear too much of it. I know that Hannah Louise Poston used to use this all over her face. I don't know if I would like that. I think that might feel too heavy, but it totally depends. But this is a really great pore filling primer. I like the Dr. Brandt Pores No More a little bit more than this one, but this would definitely be runner up. And again, if I didn't put it in this project, I wouldn't have realized how much I enjoyed it and how good of a product this was. So I am really happy about the progress that I made, and the fact that I developed a new appreciation for it. The next thing is a little mini of the Becca Under Eye Corrector. I have made some progress on this one. I've used it every single day. I do apply it with a brush, but I don't need a ton of this. And I think that this is a fine product. I will use it up, but I won't repurchase it. I don't think it's super correcting. It is pretty brightening, but I wouldn't say it's correcting, but I don't have a ton of darkness on my eyes, so this works for me, but I'm not in love with it. I will make it work, but it's gonna take me ages to use this up. So this might be in my makeup user for 2020 as well, and that's gonna be using it every single day. I can't wait to see how much I have at the beginning of the year, but it was cool to add this in to see how slowly the progress goes. I don't know if that makes sense. Let's just move on. That's enough talking. All right. So the next thing is the Urban Decay Afterglow Highlighter in Sin. I just wanted to see a dip in here, and this was brand new when I added it into the project. You can definitely see a dip. I've been wearing this almost every single day for the entire summer. I love this. I think it is so beautiful. The formula is incredible. I just saw several of these at Marshall's, and I'm contemplating getting a backup. And I've always said it's ridiculous for people to have backups of cheek products, but I love this color and formula so much. I'm considering it, and this is something, again, I'll probably put in a project pan next year to hit pan on, because I did make a really considerable dip. This is amazing. I highly, highly recommend this if you, really for any skin tone, but if you have a really deep skin tone, this is going to be really intense. So I would probably say fair to medium. Wow, this is amazing. It's a beautiful warm tone champagne that actually works for my skin, and it's so awesome, especially for the summertime. So yeah, I am going to put a little poll up here. Do you think I should buy a backup or not? It feels a bit ridiculous, but this has been discontinued, so that makes me want to, because I love it that much, and I've never really considered getting a backup of a highlighter before. So let me know what you think. That way I can run to Marshall's and get one if the vote is yes before they're gone, because that's where I got mine originally, and then they were gone for a while, and then I see one every once in a while, but my store had like 4 of them. So anyway, this is something I'm also really happy I added into this project, because I fell in love with it. I feel like a broken record here, but the next product is something I also completely fell in love with because of this project. That would be the Maybelline Lasting Drama Waterproof Gel Pencil in the shade Striking Copper. I do believe this shade has been discontinued, and I'm wanting to try to find a backup of this as well, because this is amazing. It's so creamy, and this is the best copper color ever. I use this so much throughout the summer. This is something I can see myself, again, continuing to get a lot of use out through summer and fall, because I do wear a lot of warm tone eye looks. I almost wore it today, but I went with an olive shade instead. This formula is incredible. So my goal was to get to the writing on the back, and this is where the writing starts, so I'm not that far off. I mean, I'm pretty far from the tip of the pencil, but if you count from where like the sharpen is, probably like 4 more sharpens than I could have been there. But I did not sharpen this very often. Now I could have, but I was just putting it on my lower lash line, so I didn't need it to be too precise. So I did try to go a while before sharpening, so I wasn't wasting product, because I think it can be really easy to waste product with pencils you have to sharpen. But anyway, let me show you the progress here on the cap. So the way that I measured this was I measured the cap against the writing on the pencil. That way I could keep all my progress lines on the actual product itself and not on a piece of paper, because that's not my favorite way to monitor progress. So this worked out well for me. So I have my intro, first update, and second update. My progress was pretty consistent, but I did make a little bit more over this past month. And again, I just wore it most every day. This is incredible. I do believe that this has been discontinued. I wish I saw this at TJ Maxx or Marshall's so I can get a backup of this. I might look for one online, and I, again, don't feel that way about liners, but this formula and this color is so amazing, and this is something that I can see myself using mostly every day for half of the year, really summer and fall. So I might get a backup of this as well. Again, I'm going to put a little poll up in the cards. Should I get a backup of this or not? I feel ridiculous, but like, again, highlighters and eyeliners are 2 categories I don't feel the need to get backups in. So that's why I feel like, because I'm leaning towards that way, and because both of these products are discontinued, maybe I should, considering how much I love them. But I don't know. Let me know your thoughts. I'm really rambling, and I apologize. Okay, the very last thing is the Sol de Janeiro Brazilian Boom Boom Cream. I wanted to use this a couple times. Y'all, I didn't use this at all. My last update, I was like, oh, yeah, if I can use this 2 or 3 times. Nope, I did not feel like it, and I never used it. So, shame on me. I'm glad this is the only size I have here because I'm just the worst at using lotion. I did actually declutter several of my lotions recently to some friends and family that I had gotten like freebies and gifts because I'm like, Heather, you don't need these. Just keep a few lotions because you know you're not going to use hardly any of them. So didn't use it at all. This is a super fail, but I feel okay about everything else. So really quickly, I will run through the 4 products I finished in my last update so I can let you know whether I would repurchase them or not. If you want more information, check that update. The first thing was the Estee Lauder Double Wear Concealer in the shade 1 in Extra Light. My perfect shade for my face, and this is my Holy Grail Blemish Concealer. Full coverage, it has a satin finish, very similar to the MAC Pro Longwear, except it has a doe foot applicator instead of that pump, which I like much better. Have already repurchased. I will continue to do so. Then I had this little mini of the Beauty Bakerie Flour Better Not Bitter setting powder. This is just a basic translucent powder. I do prefer the Laura Mercier and the Derma Blend, so I will not repurchase this one. Then I had 2 little babies of the Anastasia Brow Wiz Pencil in the shade Taupe. And this is a product that I do really enjoy. I do like this nice micro pencil for mapping out the shape of my brows. And this is a nice formula that isn't too creamy or too waxy. I do really enjoy this, and I actually do have a backup that was the diamond free gift in August from Ulta, which was awesome. But it's not something that I would consider repurchasing. I do think that the NYX Micro Brow Pencil works just as well, and it's so much cheaper, and I like the Benefit Precisely My Brow a little bit more, so I would pick, if I'm going with high end, I would pick the Benefit over the Anastasia, both for the formula, and I think that the Benefit color range is better than the Anastasia, believe it or not, at least for the colors that would work for me, and I even think the more redhead shades, Benefit has a really great selection, so this is a good product I do recommend, I do enjoy, but because they have other things I like better, I would not repurchase it. Then the last thing I have is the Fresh Sugar Dream Lip Balm, and I didn't have very much of this when I added it in. It does have a nice light candy scent. It's a really pretty color. I do like these lip balms. I think they are nice and hydrating. This is something I got in a Sephora play, and I would be really ecstatic to continue getting these in Sephora plays, but it's never something I would purchase in the full size. First off, it's incredibly expensive, and I would rather get the Laneige Lip Sleeping Mask if I'm going to buy a high-end lip balm, and I'm not sure if it's the same in the full size. I don't think so. I haven't heard that about the full size, but for the minis, because this is such a creamy lip balm, they do often break off from the base, and then they're very messy to use up, and they're not easy for on the go. So because of that, and the price tag, I wouldn't repurchase it, but again, I will be ecstatic to get these as little freebies. So guys, that is my finale for my Fun in the Sun Project Pan collab. Again, please check out everybody that is listed in the description box. Please follow along with the playlist so you can see even more people that participated in this project. Thank you, Alex, for creating this project. It was super fun, and I love being part of this collab, and hopefully I can do a couple more collabs later on this year. And I know Alex, I think, is going to be doing the 13 by Halloween and the 12 Days of Christmas project pans, which are really fun, but those are bigger projects, and I am about to start my fall project pan. I'm actually filming that intro tomorrow, and I have a lot of stuff in there, so I think if I'm going to do a collab, it needs to be something that has like 5 or 6 products, so I'm not going to join in on those, I don't think, even though I want to do another collab. It's just too many products for me, but we'll see what I end up doing. Anyways, Lord have mercy, I was rambly, but I appreciate y'all for sticking through. Thank you all so much for watching this video. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye, guys.